At the moment I'm outside, so that's why you're hearing the sound of cars and of buses. But I had this message on my heart and I wanted to share it with you. It's simply entitled, Stop Defending Liars. What do I mean with that? When we think of a lie, we think of disinformation or misinformation. We think of a fact that's not true, that's being presented as true. And that can be a form of lying. Okay, it can also be that someone is reporting a fact to you that he or she honestly and sincerely believes is it true, but it can be that they were misinformed. So them informing you is under intent. So is that really lying? I'm not here to start a philosophical debate. I just want to define for you what the word calls a lie. A lie is any way of thinking. So it's not just an action. Lying is any way of thinking, any pattern of thinking that contradicts the word. For example, you can have someone that always tells the honest truth how he or she feels. For example, you can be walking in a dress, and talk to you ladies, and she tells you that dress is ugly. I mean, I think it's ugly. Well, it's just a dress. So, sorry. Someone walked by. Okay, let me continue. It's just a dress. So, it cannot be ugly or beautiful. That's just a it's a cultural judgment based upon the culture in which you grew up. So even if they say, I think it's ugly, they're still using the parameters of a culture to define that dress. But that parameter that she's using is not real. So when she agrees with that parameter and she's being honest about what she thinks about the dress, she's still lying. The dress is just a dress. And that other woman that is asking questions about whether the dress is beautiful or not, she is seeking validation from others, and she's using that dress as a form to attract validation. Now, first of all, how people choose to view you and treat you reflects who they are, not you. So you shouldn't even be concerned about seeking validation from others. So that other woman that's curious about what people think of her dress, she's also lying. You get the picture here? Lying isn't just an action. Because listen, even if when you tell the truth, you only give a select amount of information. If someone asks you where were you, then they are asking it in relationship to a certain context. It can be that I was in The Hague and that there were 25 stores around and 2,000 people walking around, and there are so many facts, and there are millions of facts involved with where I was. But it's not all of that is relevant. So only what's relevant, that's the answer they're looking for. Okay, so of course, in telling where I was, I'm selecting some facts to reveal. That's what everyone does when they are speaking and when they are writing. Even in the Bible, it also happens. And a lot of people say a half-truth is a whole lie. What do you call a half-truth? Again, I'm not here to philosophize with you about what is a lie. I'm just defining, according to the word, what a lie is. Someone can be always honest and never hide their true feelings, but they're still a liar. Another example. You don't like someone. First of all, you're defining someone else as an object that you can be attached to, or that you can have an aversion to, or an attraction. Both aversion, not liking, as attraction, liking are both an attachment. So you're defining someone else as an object that you can attach yourself towards. Well, that's not biblically also. So that's also a lie. So if you do like someone or don't like someone, it's two sides of the same coin. So and you know very well that if you make sure that if you develop, let me say, when you develop an aversion towards someone, it's you having that aversion, not the other. individual, as you know very well that it's going to cause discomfort and even danger by remaining in that aversion. So if you choose to be honest about your aversion towards the individual, you are lying. Even if what you're saying is factually true, you're still lying, because you were never entitled nor permitted to develop aversion towards anyone. You were not. So, and there's another thing. That aversion is you. You're the one carrying all those bad emotions and bad energies that you're projecting upon that other individual. So you're the one responsible. So if you hide it and pretend that everything is fine, yes, you're not being true. But you're not being true either by being open about your aversion, because you shouldn't even have that aversion at all. There's nothing honest about being open about something that you shouldn't even be involved with in the first place. The only thing that is honest is when you acknowledge your sin and acknowledge that it's sin that it should have never taken place, that you have no rights to it, and give it up. That means disavowing it and turn the other way. That's the only thing you should do. But what often happens is that a lot of times we validate liars. We validate people because it's their personal choice, it's their privacy, it's their life. Even that, I'm not going very deep into it right now, but just understand what I'm saying here. A lie is any way of thinking that contradicts the word. And a lot of you have been affected by how other people thought about you, because the way they thought about you, that's how they treated you. Now, of course, you don't want to be targeted with violence. So, you are concerned how people think about you because it's relevant to your safety. Okay, that's true. But hold on a minute. So, because others choose to permit danger in their soul to intoxicate themselves with a lie, now you are building up a defense to make sure they like you or make sure they don't think bad about you. Of course, it is wise to manage the impression people have of you in some occasions. That's wise, but come on now. Are you now going to burden yourself with making sure that other people won't think bad of you? Or else they might do something? Come on now. Why are you accepting that lie? Again, I'm still walking outside. I'm in The Hague at the moment, so I'm going to stop recording this audio message soon. I don't care what people think. They see me walking with my iPad mini, speaking into it. They might think I'm talking to some foreign friend of mine. I don't care. What matters is I had this recording on my heart for you, and I've spoken it, and I'm going to repeat it again. Stop defending liars. Any way of thinking or any way of defending that's not biblical is a lie. And I'm not saying this so that you can go out and accuse people and harm people and cause tensions and discomfort. No, I'm saying this to you so that you won't attract a curse onto you by agreeing with a liar. Because look, if someone else doesn't like someone and later you listen to what they are saying, they've just sown into your heart. That's one thing. So that other individual they've mourned about, you are now going to, now you have that information about that individual that you're going to use to judge an individual unconsciously. And if the individual that mourns to you is someone that you have invested in, then you're more likely going to accept their version of the story. So that other individual that has been targeted, when they do something that you don't want, you are using it as an excuse to validate what that other individual mourns to you about. But what happens now? You may develop an aversion to that individual, but listen, you just participated in a curse. Because you are busy. You now have a blueprint on your brain. You have now an imprint on your brain concerning that individual that's negative. So now that negativity, you're the one carrying it, not the one you so-called don't like. And how did it start? You've agreed with a liar. And look, there's a difference between lying because you don't know any better, you don't know it's a lie, and a liar. A liar is someone that persists in a mentality that's not biblical despite knowing the better. That's a liar. Well, anyway, I'm going to close this recording now and just agree with Christ, agree with the word, and don't just agree with anything, okay? That being said, you all be at peace and enjoy your weekend.